But fortunately for her, she came across a Christian doctor who was a matured child of God. And she understands that this is the spirit of manipulation. It's a spirit of manipulation. That happened because she learned that from somewhere. And she did not have the understanding from the word of God to balance things up. Because she was like a baby who took everything she had, hook, line, and sinker, without sitting down to balance things up from the scriptures. Strange winds of doctrines. That's a very strange. It's a very great tempest. When it carries somebody, it can carry that person far and fast. You don't want to be in that kind of experience. That's one of the reasons you shouldn't enjoy being or remaining an infant. Did Paul mention any other thing aside that one? Did he mention any other thing aside that one? He mentioned, and by the cunning and craftiness of men in their deceitful skipping. Please, can we have it in another version? So those are the things that used to happen when somebody sits down being a baby, an infant spiritually all the time. Out of all those three things we mentioned, please, I want us to be sincere. Which one do you want to have? Which one do you like? That you think, I like this one. If I me, this one I like it. Which one do you like out of the three? There is none. So you shouldn't remain a spiritual infant. Because you don't want to be tossed to and fro. Because you don't want to be carried about by the winds of doctrines. Because you don't want to fall victim in the hands of those who are manipulators, who are schemers, spiritual schemers. A lot of things happen in our world today. We don't have the luxury of time. If I give you microphone to begin to share some of the experiences that you have had, or someone that you know has had in this direction before, almost everyone here will have something to say. So you don't want to remain a babe. And the second to the last question in that place, when a Christian falls from grace and poses and begin to manifest the above traits, the traits found above, is that fellow a child? I guess what that person was trying to say, maybe you raised some issues about about infancy, spiritual infancy, and all that. And the person now says, if someone now begins to manifest some sinful habits, does it mean that that person is still a child? Of course, if the person has come across the Lord, has been encountered by the Lord, and you see the manifestations of some things in the life of that person that doesn't show that that person has a stable relationship with God, it shows that that person is still a child in spiritual things. And the last question that the person raised there, that question is also very, very important that I want us to spend a little time on. How do we relate with carnal people in the church? How do we relate with people who can be considered to be carnal? And we are all in the church together. We are in the same society. We are in the choir together. We are in the Sunday school class together. How as maturing Christians, how should we relate with carnal Christians? Can I ask this question first?